All right, guys, welcome to the MMAOB Daily Podcast. It is Sunday, October 9th. This is the second of two podcasts today. We're going to be going over some UFC news and fight announcements. Again, Marcel, kind of weird the last few weeks, right? Like we've had these off weeks for some reason. I don't really know why. And then we have like, what, 6, 7 weeks in a row, and then we have a couple weeks break. But we do have some fight announcements. I think we'll get to them right now. We'll talk about these. But yeah, like, what do you think? I just wanted to ask you before we get into this, but like, what do you think about kind of the unevenness of things? Because again, we had so many weeks in a row where we had fights, and now we've having these off weeks, and then we go back to a long stretch of them. Like, what do you think? Like, especially when there's not anything bigger going on, I don't really get it, to be honest with you. But what do you think?
I wonder why, man. I always wonder why.
Me too.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm the same as you, man. I'm the same as you. All right, let's get into this. Let's start talking about some fights here. Joe, appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this is an optional podcast, but you guys want to join it and talk about some fights? Totally cool with it. Juan's asking about who's Alex going to fight in Australia. Good question. Who do you think, Marcel? Like,
I think Jair, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Okay, here we go. Here's the thing. All right, let's go to your page here. So we got this is a fight we talked about the last show really briefly, but catchweight bout here between Maxime Grishin and Jailton Almeida. Almeida again loses Shamil as an opponent. I mean, at this point, like I wouldn't sign to fight that guy because you don't know if he's going to show up. I do think this is a tougher fight. I still think Shamil wins though. Sorry, not Shamil. Jailton. What do you think?
Yeah, me too. Same as you. I think Jailton probably wins. The more difficult fight, although it's like a 220 and not a heavyweight fight, right? But I think Christian is looking good in the UFC, and I don't think Shamil was looking that good. So, yeah, I think Jailton wins, but it's a more difficult fight than Shamil, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I kind of agree with you on that one. All right, let's get to the next one here. Let's see the comments about that. Jailton smashes him. Probably. Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yeah, this fight's great, right? Like, I think it's a great fight. I know everyone's saying Shavkat wins easily, but I mean, Jeff Neal just destroyed Vicente Luque. Like, and who does that to Vicente? I don't think this fight's a gimme by means. I mean, obviously, I'm favoring Shavkat. Like, how could you not, right? The guy's looked amazing, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it's a gimme. What do you think?
That's true what you're saying, man. But at the same time, with Vicente Luque, you know that the ground game is not really implemented a lot. I think although he's good on the ground, but it's still not implemented a lot. Vicente loves to strike as well, and with Shavkat, he can do both, and he probably will try to take it to the ground and do it there this time because that's where he has his advantage probably against Jeff Neal. So
Yeah.
it's completely different fight, but I give props to Jeff Neal to answer the call from Shavkat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not an easy fight, but I'm just saying, like, he could win, guys. He's a great fighter. He showed that the striking and the power in that last fight again. What's up, Daniel? He's saying they're going to wait for the Alan Cater result to see Volk's opponent. Possibly, yeah. I think Emmett and Yair should fight each other for that number one contender spot. But if Alex wants to fight, then he'll fight someone. Give Jelton the Islam treatment, give him a title shot, maybe. Greed ad, tougher fight than people think. I think so. Christian got grabbed by Ted Burrow. That's right. He did. Hey, what's up, Joe? How is this the main event? It should be. Kelvin and Imov's a good fight too, but I think this is the better fight. And I know you agree with me, actually, Marcel.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have to ask you. Huge props to Geoff for taking the fight. Greed, because no one wants to fight him, right? Oh yeah, this is another good fight. Yasmin Yarigi against Sola Nunez. It's on the list though. We'll talk about that in a second. Alan Nascimento versus Carlos Hernandez. To be honest with you, I think Nascimento wins this fight. I thought he would get someone ranked in the top 15.
Yeah.
You think he wins too?
Yeah, I think he maybe could have been 2-0. That first fight
Right.
against Edgar was super close.
It was. It really
he
was.
did a lot of his back. So and the Carlos Hernandez, he barely got over Victor Altamirano. I remember you picked him. I picked Altamirano in the fight. Went to a split decision. Could have gone either way, honestly.
Yeah.
So he got that first win under his how do you say it, under his belt or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nascimento probably.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Puro also.
Yeah, I like that nickname. It's was it Grim Reaper or something? What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Alan winning off. Man, I think he definitely could have won the fight. I know one of the judges gave it to him. It was a split decision. Like he did so much work off the back, right? Okay, this is another fight that came out this week. Frankie Edgar taking on Chris Gutierrez in Edgar's retirement fight. It's possible Edgar could fight again, but probably not. Bro, I don't like this fight for Frankie. I'm just saying that right now, guys. Like I'm shocked they gave him this fight. I don't get it. I think El Wapo's just going to chop the fuck out of his legs, man. I think El Wapo can hurt him. I think El Wapo could knock him out. I think Chris Gutierrez can win this fight. I hope he's an underdog. I would definitely put some money on him if he's an underdog. What do you think, man?
They should have matched Frankie up with Dominic Cruz or something. You know
right?
What I mean?
That fight made so much more sense.
Yeah,
I don't really get this fight here.
And it was like I don't know if Dominic was already cleared from that last loss, but that would have been like a legend against legend fight, you know. And now you're putting a legend against a guy who's up and coming, who's doing really well at the weight class. He's 6-1-1, like I see there, you know. And he's like I think he only lost to Raoni Barcelos in the UFC, and he got that real draw against Cody Durden. He won all his other fights. It's like a really tricky fight for Frankie Edgar to fight. You know, he can. If he wins, yeah, it's a good farewell, but there's also a big opportunity he gets finished here, you know, because Frankie Edgar is also getting older and he's not as sharp anymore as he was like 5 years ago, where I easily would pick him in this fight, you know. But right now, I also don't really like the matchmaking here.
It's a weird fight, guys. I don't get it. You know, I just don't think it's a great fight for him.
Let's put it this way, man. If you want to have Frankie Edgar a proper goodbye, you don't put him against Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, this fight's weird. That gets into another spinning backfist knockout, possibly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, honestly. Beercha, what's up, man? He's on vacation. Please tell me you got some Natalia Silva or Yanez news. I'll ask Marcel because he's the leader of the Natalia Silva fan club. So, any news on this girl?
Nothing on Natalia. And there was Yanez was in talks to fight Rob Font, but that is already like 2 months ago. And after that, Font's camp said he wouldn't return in 2022. But they were targeting that for New York at first, but that never came to fruition.
Yeah, fair enough. Rafael is Bryan Barberena. I fucking love this fight too. Barberena's your guy. I think you're going to interview him, right? You talked to him a little bit, this fight's awesome. Like I still don't know about RDA 170. I know he's had some wins against Magny and whatever, but I don't know, man. I think maybe you have to lean towards RDA still, but man, that Barberena, like that last fight with Waller was epic. I don't know. What do you think, man? Go ahead.
Oh man, you mentioned that I was talking to Barberena, and he is like another legend tourist, legend against legend fight. And I said to Barberena, I was like, dude, obviously I want to interview the legend. Do you have the info of RDA for me? I was just kidding to him, and he could have it. He was cool about it. Yeah, fun fight. You know, RDA said he only wanted to take fun fights anymore in the weight class, whatever. He's now at welterweight again, and Barberena always brings it. You know, if you fight Bryan Barberena, you're in for a fun fight. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think RDA probably will be a favorite going into this fight, rightly so, former champion and a very decorated fighter. But Barberena, he can win this fight as well, you know. He has that crazy never give up kind of style into him. The only time I didn't saw that was against Randy Brown, but that had been some time ago. He always comes forward, man, and he loves to be in those grueling battles, you know. So I expect a really fun fight in this one.
Yeah, I agree with that. A couple other ones here. Let's see if there's any comments. You guys see Fizio's recent tweets? Yeah, he wants to fight him bad. Hopefully they do that fight because it'd be going. UFC really knows how to treat their legends. I know, right? Even RDA, man. Said Yokub Kakarov against Said Nurmagomedov, the two Saids. I mean, another amazing fight. The bantamweight division is stacked. Love this fight. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win this one. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because Said Nurmagomedov is more of a stand-up kind of guy who has some good wrestling as well, and Said Yokub is more of a grappler, in my opinion. You know, so this can be a really interesting fight. I think will be a close one. I'm not sure yet who I'm going to pick here. It's also not. I also shouldn't pick here, like you always say. So I keep it in the middle, but it's a fun fight. I like it a lot, and it's also not in front of an audience.
This fight is so good. It's so stupid. That's not in front of an audience. Shogun who against Igor Proteria. I don't know. I've seen everyone saying Proteria's going to destroy Shogun. I'm not convinced at all. I don't think he's that good. Like I really don't. I don't buy it, man. I think Shogun could win this fight. Like would this have been the fight I would have picked for Shogun? No. But I think he can win the fight in Brazil.
I understand what you're saying, and Proteria didn't look good at all against Nico Mirianu, but there is still that huge risk that he can win Gutierrez here, you know, and since Shogun often lost against fucking Gutierrez, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, also weird matchmaking by the UFC again. Maybe they have that same fight in the back of their head like we have against Nico Miriano, and they are like, we give Shogun a good last fight inside in Brazil. I don't know, man. We have seen many times before that guys who have a bad first UFC debut come back stronger in the second. I don't know with Pateria. I'm not convinced, but still, high risk fight in my opinion.
It is. It is. Get some comments here, guys. Why did Almeida's fight gets postponed? Because Shamil pulled out again. It's not postponed. He has a new opponent. Shogun's going to throw it back and finish him. I think he could. I don't think it's on the realm possibility. You also, Umar's 2-0 at Banway already. Having Nurmagomedov privilege. True. I mean, he's good though, right? Umar's really good. This is Saeed, by the way. I think you know that anyways.
Yeah.
Is already his chain going? Is it have more life at 170? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, because if it's going, then he's fighting Bryan. Could get knocked out. And where Barberena and Lemos was moved from 280. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was going to be the main event of that next card, but it's not now. So, anything?
It's November 5th. I don't know why. What's the reason? No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Not sure. A couple other fights here. I think we have. Yeah, here's that Yasmin Uraigui versus Stella Nunes. I definitely think Uraigui should be the favorite here. Nunes, right? Like, there's no doubt, right?
I think Yasmin destroys her, dude.
Me too, dude. Honestly, I think so too. I mean, this girl's not bad. Like, but she gassed out against Sam Hughes. Remember, she had a good start to the fight.
Yeah,
looked great in the striking, but gassed out. This girl has 15 minutes of cardio. I feel pretty good about her there. That's in Orlando. Kevin Holland, Stephen Thompson, another Orlando fight. I don't know. This is a tough fight to call. I think Holland really should be looking to grapple because on the feet, I know he's got power, man, but like you don't want to stand true with Stephen Thompson, right?
Remember where we said last week that we were 100% sure that Kevin Holland wasn't retired?
Yeah, I know that. There all these stories came out about it. I know he like tweeted or put it on his Instagram, but like he was never going to retire. Why is Gaethje ducking Fiziev? I mean, I think he's still recovering from his nose surgery, isn't he? Like, I don't know. Gaethje's not a guy that ducks anyone, man. I mean, he's fought everyone, right? Like, I don't think he's ducking anyone.
It's not ducking, but it's like these guys feel really safe, right? At the top of the lightweight division. They really don't like to take fights against guys under them. Or maybe when they are one spot behind them, but yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I get it. Shan Vlismas versus Corey McKenna. Both 2-1 in the UFC. I guess I would lean towards Shan. Is she still hanging out with Roman Dolidze?
I have no idea.
So we talked about her a lot. Like I think it was earlier this year when her and JP got divorced, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about this fight. I'll be honest with you. I guess Shan should be favored, but you care about this fight at all?
Not really.
Heiser, Machate versus Rafa Garcia. So he's going to file the Garcia because he just knocked out Steve Garcia. Now he's going to try to knock out Rafa. Rafa's obviously a tougher dude. Rafa Garcia gets really hard fights all the time, man. I think Machate is the real deal, dude. I'll be honest with you. Like, Garcia can win this fight, though, with the grappling, right? But the striking, I think Machate is a big favorite there on the feet. Any thoughts on this one?
Not really at this moment, man. I think Rafa Garcia can win the fight, but Machate looked really good in his last fights. So it's difficult to say anything. I'm still not 100% convinced in Machate, but we'll see.
For sure. I just saw your message, Marcel. Give me a minute here. Almost done. Let's get a couple more comments. Hey, guys in this chat, what's a fight you hope the UFC can make earlier next year? That's a good fight. I think I still want to see Jones and Nagano. Like, I just don't know if Jones will ever actually fight again. Just a couple more, Marcel, we'll get out of here. Darren Till and Dricus Duplessis. We didn't talk about this fight. I like, this fight, but I think Dricus, hopefully he's the underdog, but I think he should be favored to win this one. Any quick thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I agree. I think Dricus probably has to win here. Darren Till is difficult to see what he's doing right now. Has been away for a pretty long time. I hope he comes back good, but you never know.
Agreed. Go to the next one here. Chase Sherman and Josh Parisian. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I guess I'd lean towards Parisian. It's hard to trust Sherman, but he did look good against Vandera. So, it's a classic heavyweight fight, guys. Low-level heavyweight fight. Probably in the main card. I would guess that's in the main card. Here's the official fourth fight between Figueiredo and Moreno. The odds came out. It was a pick-em, but it's a hard fight to call, to be honest with you. We'll talk about that one next year. Ronnie Lawrence, Cameron Simon, another great fight. I'm surprised they did this fight, to be honest with you. Like, this is not an easy debut, but this dude looks like the real deal, Simon, so I have to favor him a little bit, I think. And then this one, Close and Madsen. I think the odds are out, and Close is the favorite. I think Madsen could win, man. I think you could take him down potentially. So it's an interesting fight there. And I think that's it, Marcel. Anything else in the last couple of fights? Anything? Oh, Marcel jumped out. It's okay. He's not feeling that well, guys. So I'm going to end the show. Take a couple last questions, but he's not feeling 100% right now, so he had to jump out of here. JT's goal seemed to expose those against the best. Yeah, I don't know. AG's still really good. What's next for Patty and Dawson? I mean, maybe they should fight each other, right? I like Patty and McKinney too, guys, but it seems like UFC just wants to stay away from that fight. Marcel's not here, but it's a good question. I don't know about that one. All right, guys, I'm just gonna end the show because again, he's not feeling that great, but we want to do that bonus show. All right, we'll get out of here. You guys can follow me on Twitter at MMAOB Podcast and theoddsmaker.com. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. You guys can also find me at bookies.com. Got my best bets coming out this week, MiamiNews.com. Back next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be breaking down UFC 280 and we'll recap this card, UFC Vegas 62. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.